and welcome to issue number 62 of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story. My name is Carl Sorensen.
I'm Nathan Haynes.
And I'm Tanner Ackerman.
Well, hold on a second. Drew, are you okay? You sound different.
I think I got a frog in my throat. I sound weird.
Don't let the frog win.
Oh, I won't.
You just love frogs. You love these frogs.
Love those frogs, man.
Yeah,
I'm from New Orleans originally. A lot of people don't know that about me, Drew Mick.
No, of course, you are Carl Sorensen. Joining us, Drew Mick is out on some, I don't know, doing something or other that you couldn't come to. You couldn't come to the mic right now.
No.
So Carl's filling in for him today. Well, good, Carl. It's good to have you on.
Hey, thanks. I'm here and I came prepared. Let me see if I got some really nice high-quality audio things I can show you.
Oh, you brought a little soundboard.
Yeah, I brought a little soundboard, so that played more than one at once like I didn't want, but... Oh, look out! You just never know what's going to come up next.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Do you have any sort of, like, I don't know, sitcom theme songs or anything?
Oh, a little something like this, maybe?
Oh!
There it is.
And the fun thing is, sounds like it's just gonna play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Carl, obviously you do the work on, you did all the music for our podcast. You do all the post-production, like I talk about every week. And of course you made that lovely soundboard. So like Tanner and I actually had we thought we could have a little fun game because you recently, we don't have to get into the nitty-gritty details of it, but you did some music for a movie. Is that not correct?
I did not too long ago.
So
that's correct.
We were kind of thinking, like, we got a good peek into your craft last time about podcasting. We wonder if maybe we could get a little peek into what it's like to make music for a movie. So we thought maybe Tanner and I could sort of pitch some ideas for a scene in a movie. And like maybe you could hit us with how you would approach that scene. Maybe what kind of music you would put into it.
I'll admit I'm unprepared, but you know what? A lot of the work is improvised, so
yeah, baby,
it's
like jazz, you know.
Just like jazz, always improvising. But I'm a one-man jazz band, so I am the drummer, the bass player, and band. I am the rest of the band.
Tanner, do you want me to go first, or do you have any ideas for movies?
I've got like a
Scenes.
Scene. Like I can set a scene here.
Yeah, we're going for scenes.
Yeah, I got one right off the bat here if you want me to lead off.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so the scene that I have here it's a Hugh Jackman and Natalie Portman. And it's like a super serious scene. They're sitting at a dinner table, like a dimly lit dinner table in their kitchen because they're clearly poor. And Natalie Portman's telling Hugh Jackman that she has cancer. And that it's very serious. And then she lets out a big old fart. So what kind of music would you do for that?
I drop in a little something like this.
Damn, you wouldn't think it would work, but damn if it doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I think that adds a little bit of levity to an otherwise really serious movie. It's just like, who's ready for that fart? Nobody except X. X gonna give that fart to you.
I think that could be a great part in the trailer because you're gonna think like, oh boy, this is like gonna be a real serious movie, and then she hits that fart, and you're like, oh, that music hits, and you're like, I see. All right, okay. This is one of those funnies.
Yeah.
So Carl, I was thinking about, it'd be fun. It's an animated movie. And that picture, that famous like picture of those dogs playing cards.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Basset Hound, they're playing cards, they're having a great time, and the Basset Hound finds out, I don't know what kind of dogs are in that thing, but pretend there's a Basset Hound. He finds out that the poodle is sleeping with his wife, and he actually shoots him with a gun in cold blood. He actually kills all of them, so there's no witnesses, and he leaves with all the poker chips. What would you kind of put behind that?
How does something like this hit you?
That's the sound of the police.
Oh,
That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police.
man, it's what's surprising to me is how you've basically already got all the music ready. Is this what it's like to be a movie?
Oh, this is exactly what it's like.
score?
You just have a nice little library, Spotify, iTunes is ready, and you just throw these pre-made songs and they just throw the money at you. You wouldn't
Who
believe
needs
it.
bands? You know, who needs trumpets and trombones and violins and what all?
When I said jazz band, I meant album collector. I'm an album collector.
Well, Carl, when I make that movie, and I will, despite what Hollywood says, I'll be sure you'll be my first call for helping me out with the music.
I very much appreciate that.
So, Carl, I think it's time for that we got down to business here. As you may know, and Tanner, in case you had some sort of traumatic injury since last week and have forgotten, what we do on this here podcast is every week, we go on the internet, we grab some strange, bizarre headlines, we take some headlines that people have sent in, we put them in a list, and we select one at random, and we use that as an origin story for a superhero or a supervillain. Now, last week, Tanner, what did we do, and what are we making this week?
So I'm glad you asked. Last week, what did we do? Oh, we made a superhero named A3, which, unless you're down with like the latest teen lingo, you probably don't know what that stands for, which is any crime, anywhere, any emoji.
I'm down, but I'm glad you explained it for Nate and everyone else.
Yeah, Nate needed to know. Which she was an emoji-based superhero. So that clearly, that name makes sense. Don't question it. So this week, that means we're making a villain, of course. And I've already picked out an article at random for you guys. And that article is number 11 this week. Yeah, number 11. And that headline is, all-you-can-eat restaurant closes after customers eat too much.
That picture sure looks good, though.
It does look delicious. Wow, so they went out of business because they offered all-you-could-eat for a month for $25.
They racked up $100,000 in debt in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was a poor plan.
I feel like an all-you-can-eat for a day.
So where was this restaurant? Okay, this restaurant in China. Sounds like they had some unwanted American tourists.
Americans gotta go all the way over to China to get free
Well,
Chinese food.
they have no idea what Americans, how much they can eat.
That's true.
That was buck wild. $25 for a free month of food, essentially, and they thought that it wouldn't cause that much trouble, just would create repeat customers.
They probably figured some people would get it and then just like use it 3 times.
They were super wrong.
Yeah, oops.
Do they not know the human race?
There's a couple comments. You would not dare to play this kind of thinking in China, wrote one person. Never estimate our Chinese appetite, said another.
So we got to be careful because a long time ago, probably not as long ago as I'm thinking, sometime in the past year, I know we did the Iron Munch, which was a competitive eater. So we gotta make sure we differentiate this.
Oh yeah,
whatever
we did,
this is food related from that person.
Okay. First pitch from me I would throw out is, I know since Drew's not here, I'm here with the anime boys. For all things anime right here. Have you boys both seen Spirited Away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because there's that scene early on where the girl's lost, finds her parents, and then the parents turn out to be pigs. They're just pigs eating lots.
That scene was terrifying as a kid.
It's still terrifying
Still
as
pretty
an
bad,
adult.
yeah.
in the good way.
So I'm wondering if there's not some sort of way to have a villain who has the ability to turn people into all-you-can-eat pigs.
That's a good idea. That was around, like along the lines I was thinking it was like some wizard who could just make people super hungry.
I like it. I like this.
Ooh.
Unable to stop eating, but like if you turn them into like pig people, then it turns into commentary on socialism. What was the Animal Farm about?
Delicious barnyard friends, I think is what it was about. Was there subtext?
It's just, what do you mean? It's just a bunch of pigs that took over.
I'm pretty sure they just got tired of being. I think you're reading into it a little bit much there, Tanner.
Yeah, my bad.
This is an English class in high school. So I like where we're going here. I think that there's some. I definitely like the aspect. I like both of your ideas that you brought forward. I like Tanner having a wizard targeting people, And I like that Carl's got the idea of like the transformative aspect. Because like you could have a villain who's so angry about people's excess and their eating that he targets like specific events like this or all you can eat buffets or things like that. And people who go there, he basically either does something to the food or uses his powers in some way to like literally, as you say, turn them into pigs. And maybe he uses those pig people for his own nefarious purposes.
Hates that gluttony. The worst of
gluttony?
sins.
One of those big ol' sins.
Big
It's
sins.
a big one. So I just thought about that. So it could be this restaurant owner who got shut down by people who are gluttonous. He is the wizard, or in some way like a mad scientist, and it makes him mad, and so he starts like tracking down any of the people that basically ate him out of his business and making them unable to stop eating. Like his kind of revenge.
I like that too.
Like I'm honestly surprised. This is like one of the first times I think we've like organically stumbled into like a pretty legit origin story.
Yeah. I did not expect
Sometimes we have to
this.
work our way backwards from the powers, but this time it's just kind of like angry man gets revenge on people who put him out of business.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Works for me.
So if you guys were gonna, wait, did we already discuss Tanner and Carl? Remind me, in the episode about competitive eating, did we discuss what food we think we could probably tackle if we had to do like eat a lot of food?
I don't think we did.
Well, we're doing it again because Carl's here now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get Carl's answer even if we did do it.
Mm-hmm. Carl, if you were going to enter, maybe not even an eating competition, but what food do you think you could eat that you love that you think you could eat just a fuck ton of if there was a free buffet of it? And you weren't watching your figure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that because that would have changed my answer. But I was leaning towards some instant ramen. As long as I'm not drinking the broth too, that's what weighs you down.
Just gotta get those noodles.
Gotta get the noodles. And you know I'm a big anime boy, so I'm just all about those Japanese noodles. Anime boy number 1 right over here.
Is that your AIM username?
Yeah, and my profile picture.
Anime boy.
And my banner.
It's Carl in one of those Naruto headbands.
The headband thing?
Yes.
And he's got his arms behind his back while he's running forward at the camera?
Yeah, he's running real fast.
Believe it.
That's fun.
I think I could probably eat a lot of chicken nuggets. I don't know. I had some chicken nuggets recently and I was like, these are dope. Why did I ever stop eating these?
Didn't they do... I don't know if that's always been a thing, but I remember at one point you could just buy obscene amount of chicken nuggets. And
I think you still can.
Oh, you
I
still
think you
can.
still can.
McDonald's
It's
is a
annoying.
weird place.
Yeah, I don't go to McDonald's because I'll just buy 20 chicken nuggets. And, like, I don't need 20 chicken nuggets and I eat
You
them all.
walk in and you're just, how did I get these? I don't even remember ordering.
Didn't
Yeah,
they make like
I
a
hate
60 nugget challenge once? Or something crazy? 100? Something gross?
Ooh. That's too much.
That was a short fad, I think, while we were in college.
That's too many. I don't actually want to do this thing that I'm proposing. I'm just saying if someone like was threatening my family,
Yeah, if
I guess
I would do either like boneless chicken wings, which are kind of like chicken nuggets anyway, but they taste better. Or
I meant good chicken nuggets. If that's not,
That's fair.
if that wasn't clear.
or fettuccine alfredo, because I can just pound that.
Whoa!
I love that, but it is very like it'll weigh you down pretty quick. But I can eat a lot.
That's a carbo loader.
You're gonna nap for 2 weeks.
Oh,
after
yeah.
that.
That's coma food.
Yeah, literally.
So on those wings, what kind of sauce you putting on there? We're talking Buffalo Wild Wings. If so, which kind?
If I'm at B-dubs, I'm doing either just classic buffalo or
Okay.
their garlic parmesan. One of those two.
Garlic
That's a
parmesan.
very
Yeah.
good pick.
This guy gets it.
Oh, it's so
Oh, yeah.
good.
I wonder if that kind of is because it kind of reminds you of fettuccine alfredo because there's like that parmesan.
Mmm.
It probably
Kinda,
is.
it all connects.
I also love garlic to the point where like if I'm cooking something and putting garlic in it, I have to purposely do less than I would because my taste is so desensitized to that everyone else would be like, "What the fuck are you doing with this?"
So if you could, you would take those wings and just dip them right into the Alfredo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or if I had some garlic dipping sauce from somewhere, I would just dip it right in that too.
Hell yeah.
Somewhere out there, the Buffalo Wild Wings CEO is listening and is like, "Fuck, that's a great idea."
at me, get me some money so that I can quit my job and just do this.
Or just give me free wings. I mean, I would be fine with that.
Wings for life. I'd take
Yeah.
that.
Oof. Mm.
Okay, we strayed from the path a little. What if we bring it back? So we got this guy who's out for revenge. He's turning people into pigs. I guess first of all, how is he doing that? What else does he have in his power set? And what's he doing with these pigs? I feel like these are the big three questions. So maybe he was the restaurateur. Maybe his wife was the scientist.
That would make sense, because why was he just doing a restaurant if he was that smart to do that?
He somehow discovered how to turn people into other things, but he decided that the Chinese restaurant lifestyle was more.
He's
More
like,
his
I just want to
style.
be a simple restaurant owner.
What if he changes people into zodiac animals?
Oh man, damn it, that makes a lot more sense.
The Chinese zodiac animals? Because pig's one of them.
I like that. So he doesn't necessarily have control.
So it's
Yeah,
based off the
it just
year they
turns
were
into
born,
one
is
at
what they'll
random.
turn into.
Hope it's not a dragon.
So some people are rats.
I think I'm goat or something. Sheep, maybe.
I'm a
I am a
horse.
horse.
I know that.
Yeah. Nate, you should be a horse too. Wait a minute. No, Nate, you were 91.
Yeah, I'm 91. I'm the year after you.
Gotcha.
So Carl, you got to be a horse then, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Horse boys.
Horse boys. Got our anime boys. We got our horse
Ah,
boys.
Where's my horse button? I don't have one.
Carl, cue the horse boys music.
Okay, ready? Here it comes.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Well, that's close enough.
That's close.
I'll have you know, I did check before we recorded. No new updates on Bill Engvall. Sorry, everybody.
Ah, beans.
I'm sure he's got some hot, hilarious tweets out though, so you check those out.
What is his Twitter handle, Nate?
Oh, now I feel bad because I don't actually know. It's actually he nabbed Bill Engvall. What a get! This is from July 9th. Who's sweating out there? This heat is getting to me. Here's your sign, son. And that's S-U-N.
Boo.
Not funny.
Boo.
I mean hilarious.
Bill, you're losing it.
There's one where he was talking about somebody who was impersonating him on Instagram. It's a video.
Is it good?
Bill Engvall weighing in on the Yanni versus Laurel debate.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, he's always topical. That
Oh,
guy.
he's got a new sponsor. I don't
What
want to
does it
say
say
it because
about
they're
it?
not sponsoring us, but that he can't wait to hit the links at a golf course with his new sponsor. Great golf stuff. Check him out. I have never heard of this brand, but I've been out of the game for 9 years, so that's not surprising. Oh my God, Bill Engvall's an ordained minister because there's a picture of him getting ready to do a wedding. My God, Tanner, there's still time for you.
I gotta get on the phone,
It's
guys.
too late for me.
I gotta go.
So guys, let's back up. Let's take a microscope, put it on this thing we're trying to make here. His wife is a scientist. What is his wife doing? That is his wife doing some sort of like genetic testing that he can ends up using for his own purposes? That CRISPR, I think that's a new thing that's coming out.
CRISPR.
It's called CRISPR. It's like genetic gene. It's like gene altering, I think. Yeah, I didn't know this. So we got our science boys, our horse boys, and our animal boys. It's coming along. His wife has got this genetic tech that he steals and uses to exact revenge on these gluttonous people who put him out of business. But for some reason, it only turns them into their Chinese zodiac signs.
Now, why is that? I feel like we have to explain that some way.
Yeah.
Is there
I
like
don't know. What do you guys got?
maybe he's praying in some temple about wanting revenge, and he's holding his wife's transforming gun. God, I don't know what it's hard to say. That he stole, but it wasn't working. I don't. Maybe it wasn't a weapon. It was just like a laser. Like you know how in Spider-Man, Doc Connors is just trying to mess with lizard stuff to regenerate his arm. Maybe she's doing stuff like that with like just animal DNA in general.
Are you talking about The Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, I love that movie. Good flick.
It was. I mean, it's not the worst movie.
High praise.
I really did not like their portrayal of the lizard. They just decided he didn't have a snout. Anyway, I'm not gonna rant about how much that movie was dumb.
I like what you're going for though. How like it wasn't her intended. His wife's genetic gun wasn't intended to do this.
Yeah.
But it ended up doing it anyway by accident. So what was she trying to do? It's just like we got to jump the gap between science and spirituality is the thing.
Like I mean, I feel like trying to help people in some way. Like, how could animal DNA stuff help?
I the only thing I can think of is the spoilers for the movie. Sorry to bother you.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's
Um,
how is that movie related? Now I need to see that.
Well, I'm still not going to tell you.
Yeah, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I mean, because obviously I said the lizard thing, like he's trying to regenerate arms. Like maybe it's just in general, like if you put the heart of a horse in a person, it'll make them stronger. So she has stuff like that, but it doesn't quite work. And he steals it and he tries like blasting someone with it and it doesn't do anything. So then he like gets upset and goes to some temple and prays, and then like some evil god like enchants the weapon.
what person do we want to raise to deity level that comes to him in this dream to help him?
Oh, good question.
Is there anyone else that was put out of business or harmed in some way by other people being super gluttonous?
Yeah, I mean probably just a bunch of restaurants.
But who?
Any all-you-can-eat buffets.
Oh my God! We have the only other buffet I ever went to is Old Country Buffet.
Hell
Did
yes.
you ever
Oh
see
yeah.
those? Did you have one of those?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna see who founded Old Country Buffet.
There's a Golden Corral, also their buffet.
Oh my God! Did you know Old Country Buffet is headquartered in Eagan, Minnesota? I didn't realize that.
No.
Their parent company is Buffet Holdings.
Really?
Sexy.
What a good get.
What all do they
How is
own?
there no Wikipedia article for this? There we go. It's part of Ovation Brands. Apparently it had a mascot.
What?
I'm just trying to find it. I just need a name. Give me a name. Who's your CEO? Founder Roe Hatland. There's technically many founders, but I picked Roe.
That's
I
a good
don't know.
name. So Roe Hatland comes
Comes to him in a dream.
He said, I ran Old Country Buffet and I died because people ate too much.
Which was good for my business, but bad for me.
I was like, are you sure? And they just kept eating. I made the food kind of bad and they just still did it.
So does he come to him kind of like Ghost Rider or Spawn?
I think Roe Hatland?
Yeah.
I just kind of imagine it was a thing where like the guy falls asleep in his abandoned restaurant
Mhm.
that's closed down and like this guy comes to him in a dream. Or he goes to a temple
Yeah.
like Tanner was saying.
Okay.
I was thinking a temple because then it's like that kind of explains the Zodiac relation.
Oh yeah.
That was my thought.
And the ghost
No,
of
that
Roe
makes sense.
Hatland just happened to be at the nearest pagoda.
Well, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal comes to him in a vision because he was in that movie Zodiac Killer. No, it's just called Zodiac.
I think maybe I don't know that. I think that might have been unrelated. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that was unrelated.
Have you seen the movie?
I know about the Zodiac Killer. I have read a book that touched on it for a little bit.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it.
What is he Zodiac?
No.
Oh well, then I don't care.
Jake Gyllenhaal's very good in it.
Is he Zodiac?
No. Well, you don't know. They never caught him.
I was this close. I was this close to figuring out who it was.
Oh, wait, shit, it was him. Nate, you cracked the code.
They could never resist returning to the scene of their crime.
The perfect crime.
A movie about them. So Roe Hatland,
Yeah, Roe Hatland.
founder of Old Country Buffet, comes to him in this temple, and he's like, I hear your plight. Here I have, go use this weapon, seek revenge on those who hurt you.
Yes,
Is that about what we're saying?
I think so.
I think so.
So, all right, this guy's going out. He's zapping people at all these other buffets. What does he do? Are the animals just going free? Are they beholden to him? What's going on?
Well, I think they're like human-animal hybrids, right? Is that what we were doing?
Oh, I picture them becoming feral, whatever animal they turned into.
Okay. Well, if that's what both of you guys were thinking, I think we have to
I-
go with that then.
I'm open to a hybrid. That's more interesting.
Well, because I was picturing this like an army of these hybrid animals that are just eating through everything. But that kind of. Well, maybe he's like, if my business went out, all restaurants are gonna go out, and I'm gonna like rid the world of food altogether. It's like a super diabolical, really.
He hits that one lucky kid who was born in 2000 or 2001, whatever it is, who turns into a dragon and he just rides him.
Yeah, I mean that was my thought. Was he's just gonna keep turning people into these gluttonous monsters, and they're gonna keep eating like the world out of food, basically.
I like that. So they all out of food in general or out of fast food?
Oh, good question. What do you guys think?
I think my gut was the going along with here. Like if I can't have this, then no one can. I feel like he'd still want the world to be able to eat, though. Like in general, they just have to make it themselves. Organized food he wants to destroy.
Okay, so like just restaurants then, like but grocery stores can still exist, so people have to make their own damn food.
Yep.
There we go. We found it.
All right, so I think we got a pretty good nefarious plot going on there. I'm a pretty big fan of that.
Oh, yeah.
So what else? What other kind of stuff do we have to discuss? We got do we do costume or comic book cover? What are we missing?
I think that's it. What you just said.
Costume, comic cover, and name.
Okay. Now last time we did comic book cover and costume first to try and see how that felt. Do we want to try that again this time, or do we want to go back to doing name now?
Let's save name for later because I think I've got some brainstormy ideas for costume.
Okay, hit me with them.
It made it sound like I had more than one. All I got is like a cloak or a coat, kind of like the Technicolor Dream Coat, except it's just got cute little patterns of the different animals on it.
Ooh, that's very good.
I like that a lot.
Does it have like the years below the animals and like a short description of what it means too?
I like that even more. Yes, add that on
So
there.
it's like one of those placemats.
It looks like the kind of the pimp coat that Kramer wore.
Oh yeah, sick reference.
Wait.
Yeah, I love It's Always Sunny.
So great. You root for him, but you kind of don't.
I mean, that's true of both shows. Okay, so did we just nail the costume in one try? He's got like a Joseph Technicolor dream coat, but it's actually like the Zodiac placemat thing.
That is so good.
It's
It
very
is
good.
a really good.
Hey, thanks.
Does he have a hat of some kind?
Ooh.
I think if we want to, since we did so good on the outside, the body portion, maybe we just need a little like, yeah. So what are you guys thinking for a hat on this sweet boy?
Well, I was thinking of like a rice patty hat, which, Tanner, I know you just said that you didn't know what that was, and the closest thing I could compare it to was the hat that Raiden wears in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that's actually a perfect description. I completely understand what you mean now.
Yeah, I understand.
dab.
I do is the thing. I definitely do. Just hold on a second. I gotta Google something.
Nate's such a big gamer.
Oh, like those hats. Yeah, okay. I'm a pretty elite gamer. I kind of like to say, but no, yeah, I think that I mean, yeah, I think that's probably fine.
Are you worried about stereotyping?
Yes.
I think
I'm like, but I don't know where the line is because like it also is a guy who is running a Chinese restaurant where they
Yeah.
like lean in.
And that's mostly why I thought it was fine.
I think it's all right. It's just a hat.
I think it's that kind of hat, but it has a big old McDonald's logo on the side. Just kind of like.
I thought you were gonna say like a big old Nike swoosh, like they sponsored him.
No, that's better. A Nike swoosh. They didn't even sponsor him. He just really likes Nike.
He's a big fan.
He's like, maybe if I rep, they'll give me a deal.
What I liked about the hat was it would contrast the very flashy coat he's wearing.
That's true. Because it's very just nondescript. Okay, so to recap his costume, Joseph Technicolor dream coat, but instead it's a Zodiac placemats you see at Chinese restaurants, and a rice patty hat.
With a Nike swoosh on.
Nike swoosh. I knew I was reading something.
So that's a pretty good look. What do we want? What are we thinking cover wise? Is there anything seen in particular that you think would be good for a comic book cover?
The one I thought of doesn't really paint him as the villain that he is, but I was just picturing Goku, who we all know and love as Anime Boys, riding the Nimbus Cloud, except it's him standing on the head of a dragon, of a kid he turned into a dragon.
And is the person just like walking down the street though? It's not flying.
That would actually be even better, but that doesn't make him look like a villain. That's the problem.
Maybe we just put some, like, we give him a nefarious look and he's got the gun in his hand and maybe there's like a sea of pigs around him on top of this dragon boy.
And also the dragon has a mouthful of people.
And then it's just a word bubble beside him saying that Animal Farm was not social commentary. And that's it.
Just sometimes a pig is just a pig, you know? Like, just kind of write that.
Just these hot takes on English literature.
That's what people come to the podcast for.
That's true.
They want to hear our takes on high school English literature.
Tune in next week for Hamlet.
Oh God, you don't want to get me started on Hamlet.
Is there a subtitle? What's wrong with that one?
A little thing called the Kennedy assassination.
Whoa!
I am interested and I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
We'll just have to tune in next week.
God damn it, got me.
Yeah, that's how you hook them.
Mash that subscribe button.
Please.
Everybody's favorite part, the part we all crave every week, that name. What are we going to name this boy? And I feel here more than anywhere, it is appropriate to avoid stereotyping
Right.
or like any sort of, I don't know, racism accidentally.
Well, I had ideas for their things, but this is where I'm coming up incredibly blank.
Okay. What about the Zodiac Killer?
Okay.
Ooh, see, I like
had
this.
something based on that. What do you think about the Zodiac Griller?
Oh shit. That's very good.
Oh, it's very good.
I just don't know if he really grills. That's like,
He did at one point.
it's a good rhyme name, but I don't know if it actually describes what he does good enough.
It's a very good rhyme name. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget it. But maybe we can come up with someone else.
We could talk around a little bit.
Chinese Buffett, because he buffets people.
Could be Warren Buffet, like Warren Buffett. But he's supposed to buffet.
Zodiac Buffet.
I gotta get my laugh track in here, so I got some backup in here.
Good call. Was that a laugh track?
No,
Somebody
I'm on.
laughs.
Well, it said laughter was in this.
Yeah, you'll get
Oh,
there.
it's not. Definitely not. The hell?
I really thought your laugh track would just be me laughing.
No, I was barred from using that.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't want people to think that you laughed at something that you really didn't think was funny.
I appreciate you protecting my integrity. Zodiac Griller's still a very good name.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna beat that, no matter how long we think about it.
Yeah, man, I guess he was a restaurateur. There was probably grilled stuff at the Chinese restaurant.
I was
Don't
thinking
sigh,
'cause
take the
Chinese
W.
New Year. I was like Chinese New Fear, but that doesn't really make any sense.
Kind of like that, though.
I don't know. Is it racist though?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's racist.
Chinese New
It's
Fear.
racist if you, like, make the pronunciation weird.
I still think Zodiac Griller is just much better.
It definitely flows.
What can we do? Some of the fortune cookie?
Misfortune cookie.
That's pretty straightforward.
Like alarms go off. We did it.
I don't know, I'm just hesitant to use the Zodiac one now because like Zodiac symbols are technically different than like the Chinese like animal symbols. I don't know what you even call that.
I mean, it's called
It's
the Chinese
Chinese
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
I'm almost certain.
Oh,
Yes.
you're totally right. It is. Never mind. I'm fine with Zodiac Griller then. I just when
Yeah, Chinese Zodiac, also noted as the Sheng Zhao, is based on a 12-year cycle.
yeah, never mind. I have no problem with it now then. Zodiac Griller.
All right. I think we should go with it.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone out there disagrees, you can fight us.
Yeah, I live at Nate. What's your address?
I'll get to you later.
Okay, I'll fix it in post.
You can if you have problems with it, and just email us at carljsorensen.
There we go.
Or carljsorensen@gmail.com.
Got him.
Is there anything else we need? I'm kind of looking here. I think we covered the big ones.
I think we did.
Do we want to wrap it up then?
Yeah. You want me to wrap it up?
Yeah, please
you
don't
start
make
us
me
off.
do it.
All right. Well, that wraps up issue number 62 of Headline Heroes. This week we created the supervillain Zodiac Griller, who basically has powers based off the Chinese Zodiac. Or like can turn people into Chinese Zodiac based off the year they're born, I guess is how I should word it. At this time, as always, we'd like to thank Brett Jacobson for making the art for our show. Brett has never tried Chinese food ever in his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's missing out.
Yeah, needs to kind of get a little culture.
Carl, do you want to? This is the point in the episode where I normally talk about you. Do you want to talk about
Oh
yourself?
yeah, and I just want you to know. Let out a really good blush as soon as I hear you say my name. That's my good buddy just promoting me
It's
out
just
there.
because of how sensually I say it.
Doing God's work. I'm Carl Sorensen. I did the music and all the post-production. If you would like to work with me on a project, you can reach out to me. You can email me, carl@carljsorensen.com, or look at my reel at www.carljsorensen.com.
Yeah, if his work at the beginning of this episode didn't sell you, like, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, guys, I just want to let you know, don't worry.
I'll be back.
Oh, jeez.
Also,
Your clothes, give them to me.
Carl, stop it! Oh my God, we're recording right now.
Stop it.
I'm sorry, I'll leave. I'll wait till after.
And since Drew's here, I guess I'll jump in here at this point. If you guys have any articles you want us to discuss, feel free to send them to us. We actually, I'm realizing here after the fact, did we thank Eddie who submitted this episode?
I don't
Yeah,
think
we
so.
definitely did not. Sorry.
Okay, Eddie, I'm so sorry. You did submit this episode. So if you'd like us to goof and forget to attribute it to you until the end of the podcast, you too can be like Eddie and send your article to headlineheroescast@gmail.com. Otherwise, feel free to follow us or send us articles on Twitter at headline_heroes. And we also have updates there about when we put out episodes and have some fun stuff going on that we sometimes tweet out. And we also do have a Facebook page. We have a phone number too. If you want to call in and give us a voicemail, we love to hear those and play them on the episode. The number is 319-596-6766. If you feel so inclined, of course, on your platform of choice, we'd love if you give us a review. And we thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.
I thought
Thanks,
you were gonna
Tanner.
do that.